Alright guys, I figured I'd share this little DIY project I'm doing. I'm going raccoon hunting tonight, and I needed to attach a spotlight to my 22. Rather than going out and buying a flashlight attachment locally and spending about 30-40 bucks, I decided to just fashion one here at home. Um, I actually have this cheapo $15-20 Cree LED flashlight I bought off Newegg for about 15-20 bucks shipped. It's very bright. It comes with two of these 18650 lithium-ion cell batteries and a charger for it, includes this. So you basically, it's very bright. It has three modes: strobe, SOS, and it's telescoping. So you can just slide this out, and the beam gets wider or narrower depending on how far you telescope it. But when it's zoomed all the way in like this, it's extremely bright. Here, let me switch modes. This isn't really the best room to do this in, but you can see it's a very bright little light. I'm not really in a best room to demonstrate it. It's pretty bright in here, but you can see it's more than enough when you're out in the pitch black out in the woods. So I have these 1-inch scope rings that I bought a while ago, just had them laying around. They fit perfectly onto the scope. The other scope ring I have attached to the side of my Bushnell scope. I have a Remington 597. So attaching it there, and essentially what I did is I found a piece of metal. I actually sacrificed one of my grilling tongs to do this. That was getting a little rusty anyway, so I just cut off the handle and cut off the fork off the other end, and it's the perfect width to act as a function as a rail. So it'll basically just attach right here and tighten this down, and then the other end will essentially just slide onto that. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed is kind of difficult. Let me loosen it up a little bit. Because the recoil is just a 22, so there's not much recoil. We don't have to worry about knocking the scope out of alignment or anything like that. So yeah, basically this is just a very simple DIY flashlight attachment to a gun. I was originally going to try to find a way to attach it down here to my swivel stud, but I need this because we're going to be trekking through the woods, and I really didn't want to sacrifice my strap to attach a flashlight. I know you can buy a front rail for this gun, but I don't have the time. I'm going tonight, and I don't have the money to just go out and buy that right locally. It's going to be pretty expensive. So anyways, once this is on here, it's very sturdy. The scope or the flashlight does not move on there at all. And as far as alignment goes, it lines up almost perfect with the shot or with the scope. So flip open my scope covers here. Turn on the flashlight. And when looking through the scope, it lines up with the scope perfectly. So I'll be taking another spotlight with me just for spotting while I'm walking through the woods, but once we see the coon, I need to quickly turn on a light. This will work perfect. So maybe this gives somebody an idea. Hopefully somebody else can use this idea, but all I had to do was really just sacrifice the metal off the handle of my grilling tongs, and it seems to work perfect. Thanks for watching. Here's a few up-close shots of the scope rings attached to the scope and to the flashlight. It fits perfectly on there, just with 1-inch scope rings. This is the grilling tong that I decided to use that width of metal in the middle, and I just clamped it into my vise and hacked it off with the Dremel and finished it off with the handsaw. But when all is said and done, it's the perfect width for those scope rings to mount onto. Doesn't slip at all, and the platform is really sturdy. So here's everything put together. And hopefully somebody else can use these ideas at least to save a little money and do this yourself. Thank you for watching.